The Gesell Institute of Human Development is a nonprofit agency that helps parents, educators, and medical professionals worldwide in understanding the ages and stages of childhood. Dr. Marcy Gudemi is the executive director and joins me now. Welcome. How are you? Thanks for coming to Style. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Give us a little bit of an idea of the history and when the Gesell Institute first started and how it's changed through the years.
The Gesell Institute started in 1950, and so we're celebrating our 60th anniversary this year. But what a lot of people don't realize or understand is that Dr. Arnold Gesell actually started the Yale Child Study Center in 1911, and they're celebrating their 100th anniversary next year in 2011. And what Arnold Gesell gave to us, both the field of education, the field of pediatrics, psychology, psychiatry, is an understanding of ages and stages of child development. And what that means is that all children go through the same stages of development. They all go along this path, but each child has their own individual rate and pace of development. And my two favorite examples to really make people understand what I'm talking about, one is when children learn to walk. The average age that children learn to walk is 12 months. So 50% learn before 12 months, 50% learn after 12 months. And the range of normalcy is between 8 3/4 months and 16 months. And then the interesting thing to say is that if you're an early walker, that doesn't make you a better walker. So that leads me into my next example about reading, and again, the development of how some children will be early readers and some children will be later readers. The research shows us that the average age children learn to read is 6.5 years. So that means 50% before 6.5 years, 50% after 6.5 years. But the most compelling part about the research is that the end of third grade, early readers have no advantage over later readers. And this is the phenomena that we have going on in our country right now. And again, this is what Gesell Institute is very much an advocate for, is to respect child development and respect the differences among children. Some are going to be earlier, some are going to be later, but it's all in this range of what is normal. But our country is obsessed with earlier is better. Yeah. And we see this being reflected now in our educational practices.
Now, some people say that kindergarten is the new first grade. Is that the mentality behind this?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The curriculum that is happening in kindergarten now used to be first grade curriculum. In fact, first grade curriculum used to be the time when you learn to read. Yeah. Now, more and more schools are expecting children to learn to read in kindergarten, and it's just not going to happen. And what is happening is that those children that are being forced to do things that are inappropriate for their stage of development, we're causing frustration with those children, and we're causing them to hate school and to hate learning. And the most important thing that needs to happen in early childhood is that children learn to love, or they learn that learning is fun, and that they want to learn, and they're curious, and they're motivated. But if we get all of that out of them, drill it out of them with all the skill and drill worksheets that are going on in kindergartens across the nation today, I just am very, very fearful of what's going to happen.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
No.
And people that are watching, people need to know that they can make a change. How do they start in their own community to make a change and maybe talk to the Board of Ed or whatever? How do you get people motivated?
Yes, parents need to demand. Parents need to be empowered and demand that schools meet the needs of children. I like saying that the younger the child, or a little rule of thumb anyways, is that the younger the child, the more variety or variance there is in where they are on that path of development. So one size cannot possibly fit all. And here's another example that I like to use to illustrate. Here's your classroom of kindergarten children. They all turn 5 sometime before, in Connecticut, January 1st. But you may have children that are already 6. You have children entering kindergarten that are late 4s. And so, again, when you have that range of ages chronologically, and then this huge range of developmental Miss. It's amazing that the job teachers have to do to individualize for each child.
Okay. Quickly, I understand in October you're bringing some incredible educators together. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so people say, so what is Gesell Institute doing about this dilemma? It's really a crisis. It's really a crisis in education. We're planning a one-day conference. We have T. Barry Brazelton coming. We have Dorothy and Jerome Singer. We have Lynn Kagan, Ed Ziegler, the founder of Head Start. We have Ashley Merriman, who is the author of Nurture Shock, which is again a very popular book right now on exactly what I'm talking about, the myths of early childhood education and what really needs to be happening during these early years.
Marcy, thank you so much. And